Super Bowl champion, former Eagles offensive lineman. Now you can see him as part of NBC Sports Philadelphia's Eagles pre- and post-game live. And every Monday for Barrett's Breakdown here on the Sports Bash 97.3 ESPN. PB.
What's going on, guys?
NFC East champions, baby. Start to celebrate.
Come on, man. That's what we should be celebrating, man. Yes, we have a Debbie Downer going on, but I mean, yes, we are champions. NFC East champ. We haven't been this in a long, long time, so yes. I'm kind of happy about that.
It was kind of improbable. I don't think a lot of people thought this was a team that could win a division or even maybe be a playoff team. But how does the excitement level or the expectation level change now?
Well, you know, this team is led by Doug, man. This team goes where Doug goes. It was Carson's team. Now it's got to be Doug's team. He's got to orchestrate a new game plan, and regardless of what, DeFilippo says, he's going to have to change it up a little bit. They were calling those plays, that were customized by Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz could throw those type of throws. Carson Wentz could, work outside the pocket a little better than Foles. But we're talking about a quarterback that's very seasoned, understands what it is to play in Philadelphia. He's won 10 games in a season twice before. He's a really good quarterback. He's just not a MVP-type quarterback. And, yes, we did lose a lot with losing Carson, but this team has went through and fought over adversity this entire season. So I don't think it's going to, deviate from what they've been doing in the past.
Let me ask you this. So you won a Super Bowl, and you were in a similar situation, not due to injury, but basically Ben was just a rookie. I mean, he's a second-year guy. He wasn't really where he is now. He's not the Ben Roethlisberger. You guys won a Super Bowl basically on the same recipe that the Eagles are now going to have to turn to. Yeah,
we won it in spite of Ben just being Ben Roethlisberger. He wasn't Big Ben then. It wasn't the Roethlisberger in stores by then. Right now he's Mr. Big Ben at this point, but he wasn't anywhere near what he was. In fact, he didn't even throw a touchdown pass in that game, and he actually didn't play well at all. I can remember celebrating inside the locker room after we'd won it, smoking cigars with the owner, and he was off in his locker room kind of disheartened because he didn't do as well as he thought he was going to do in the game. He really didn't have a good game. If you remember, it was Randall L. that threw the touchdown pass to Hines Ward. So, if you look at it, it's kind of the same type of recipe. Run the rock, and we're going to have to run the rock very, very well, and then a good defense. We do have a good defense, so we have everything that we need. But here, we got to get our special teams going because we're not really talking about it, but we got our butts kicked in the special teams game this week.
PB, if the Eagles are going to follow that type of script, they're going to need a better effort from the offensive line, specifically the left side of the offensive line. You got to agree with that, right?
Oh my God! I mean, it was porous to say the least. I don't know what they're going to do, and we're talking about an injury that we really just looked over. But the injury to Wisniewski was definitely something that we need to take notice of because he kind of solidified that left side at that guard position, so we didn't have to worry about it. His absence was felt for a major part of the game. He hurt his ankle earlier in the first quarter. Fought through it a little bit, but it came to a point where he couldn't fight through it. And if he's not back, we're definitely going to have some problems. Because Chance Warmack, I have to eat crow. He is not playing well at all. He is not going out there with it's almost like they need to go see the wizard. The whole left side needs to go see the wizard. Let's go find some heart, man, because at this point they're not playing with any fire, any type of fight. And that's exactly what it is at the left tackle position and the left guard position. You're the backside of the quarterback, and it's supposed to be a street fight every single play. And if you don't play that way, you'll get the better part of everybody's best defensive players on that side of the ball.
Before we get too far away from the special teams comment you made, I do want to ask you why you think, because Dave Phipp has been known as a guy that has good special teams, but we did see a near punt block yesterday, an actual punt block yesterday. You think back to the Cowboys game where they gave up big yardage. There's been little signs that have leaked out in the last couple of weeks. So why do you think the special teams are starting to become an issue?
Well, I don't think we have the same athletes we had before. We're missing some major factors, that we had before we don't have at this point. The Sproles is not there. We're talking about, a guy, what was the safety's name? I forget his name.
Chris Maragos.
Marigo's isn't there anymore. Brayman. Those were guys that just specialized in playing special teams. They were great at it. And when you don't have those type of players, that's where you start to notice, and see that they're not as good as they used to be. Yes, we thought we were going to be okay, but those players were major contributing factors in the game plan. It used to be that the special teams was one of our weapons, and we could count on them going out and doing something magnificent during the game to keep us up afloat. Well, they haven't been as good, so we need to concentrate on that a little more than we have been. I mean, no, not a little bit, but a lot more than we have been.
Hey, Barrett, when I watch that Rams team, Goff's good. I mean, he's not I don't think he's great. He's good. He's a nice player.
Yeah, just good. Yes, you're right.
That team is Gurley. That guy,
no question.
They built that offense around that kid Gurley. Can the Eagles, should they, do similar with Foles and build it around Ajayi?
Well, you know what? I don't know if he's that much big of an impact player as Gurley. Gurley is a phenomenal player.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying Ajayi's as good as Gurley, but I mean in a similar fashion where Gurley is the focal point of that offense because their quarterback's just good. He's not great. Same now with Foles. He's good. He's not great, but Ajayi, to me, he's your best offensive player now.
Well, he showed me a little something, but I still like to mix a little Clemens in there. He's playing well enough that he needs to be inside of this offense and schematically put him in there and let him flourish as an outside runner, maybe in a screen type of runner, angle routes, wheel routes. Get him involved in his offense because he has played well enough. Ajayi has now shown that he is a guy that can go out there and be that bell cow. I want to see a consistency, though. We're talking about one game in which they were labeled him the bell cow, and they use him as such. They're going to have to lean on something. I don't know if running back by committee is something we can do from this point on. I think they need to go ahead and focus on the guy, and he's the guy that can do it. I didn't see as much explosiveness out of LeGarrette Blount that I did before. So, yeah, that might be the case. It would be a good idea for me. I would definitely do that. But I still need to see a little more Clement sprinkled in there a little bit, just as a change.
I like him, too. He runs low. He runs hard. He runs low to the ground. He runs hard. He keeps the legs going.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if you featured him, he's definitely a guy you could actually feature him in this offense. He's that explosive and that big of a player that you can definitely do it. He's just young, and I think that would be the only thing that would keep me from doing that. But he has shown some explosiveness in the offense. The beginning part of the game, he literally was out there, running for his life and playing well. So maybe they featured it around him. Both backs are definitely good enough that you could do that for him.
Barrett, how about Trey Burton? Because this team is actually, and Mike pointed this out, everybody's like, oh, my gosh, no Zach Ertz. What are they going to do? The team scored 94 points each time that Trey Burton has started. Can they get him more involved, even win?
No, 94 points in the 2 games he started.
In the 2 games when he started.
94 in each game he started. That would be a record. Yeah.
Guinness, 1-800-Guinness, hello. Yeah, 2 games, 94 in 2 games. Either way, my point is still the same. Can they get Burton more involved when Zach Ertz does come back? Give Foles another.
I think they will. I think they will, just by the nature of what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to protect their left side, and the only way you can do that is bring in more blockers. And when you have a guy like Burton and Ertz together, it's pick your poison because they can now run offense out of those two being receivers. So now you have Alshon, Burton, Ertz, and then whoever else you're going to have on the outside. I do think that's a package that you could use, and they could be favorable to them because now if they did have to stay in and block, you have a tight end there to help that left side. But he can also, he shows separation from linebackers all day, and he's big enough to just go out there and debo safeties. So, yeah, let's factor him in as being one of the other targets that Foles can throw to. I see Foles being a guy that's going to not just game manage this, but I think he's going to be kind of, be a guy that maintains as far as a quicker pass game and running the ball. We can really flourish with this type of offense.
Concerned with the defense at all?
I do have some concerns with the defense because at this point, Goff had all day at times to throw the ball. And if I was the offensive coordinator, if I was going to run that offense, I'd have just ran the ball because we could not stop him at all. We couldn't stop Todd Gurley at all. In fact, the only thing that stopped Todd Gurley was Todd Gurley. Because if they kept running him and they didn't get behind, it'd have been a long day for that defense. Because at no point did he slow down, and we did not slow him down. That offense slowed itself down by getting caught behind, and then when they did give him the opportunity to run the ball, we couldn't stop him. He was getting probably 20 yards a clip every time he touched the ball.
He's Barrett Brooks. He won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can watch him as part of NBC Sports Philadelphia pre- and post-game live. They also do in-game and other entities as well.
You were working today, Barrett. I saw you in there. Normally, they don't put the Doug Peterson press conference on TV, but this one for sure today was going to be on TV. I thought you did a good job of stretching. You had to stretch to get to that Doug. Come on, Doug, hurry up. Get out there, man.
And usually he's very punctual. This time he waited 8 minutes before he got out there. So that's not Doug, what he does. It's uncharacteristic of him.
All right, BB. Well, next week we'll see what happens as the Nick Foles era part 2 will begin.
Definitely. Hey, Mike, Pete, I appreciate you guys having me on. Let's go, man. Let's keep it going, man. Don't jump off the bridge. There's still hope, man. There's still hope.